Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dairy Talk Show. It's me, your girl Ree. There will be no intro. I want to get to the meat and potatoes of it all. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I did, well, for the most part, but my team didn't play, so it is what it is. And do I sound a little salty? Yes, I am. Salty. But let's go ahead. If you can hit that like button and subscribe to this channel if you're not a subscriber, turn on your notification bell when you subscribe. Also, jot your comments down. Tell me what you guys think about this video. And always at the end, you'll see another video come up. So you can click on that. It'll take you to another video, or you can just go and look at my playlist or the videos as you see them, see fit to look at them. And don't forget to hit the like button on those as well. What else I wanted to say? My mind is still on weekend time, so charge it to my head, not to my heart. So, guys, everything over here is always allegedly. It's always my opinion. Entertainment purposes and uses only. Only entertainment. Nothing serious. I'm at a phase in my life. I don't have time to get serious. I really don't. So if I'm gonna get serious, it's gonna be about God, my family, or my money. That's it. Anything else? No, it's not gonna shake me. You may think that I'm upset, but I'm not. I'm really, because if I'm not, you will know. But anywho, let me go ahead and get into this. Some of the I just be so glad when this reunion is done because it's not giving what I thought it was giving. All the hype, all the whoop la that I thought it was gonna give, it did not. So let's start off. We're going. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. We're going to start off on Instagram, and I want to go ahead and open this up. There are a couple of reels I want you guys to listen to. The first one, they're still even on part 2 talking about this Kimmy and Melody and Maurice with the lipstick and all that good stuff. But I like what Kimmy had to say. I like what Kimmy had to say to Melody because But here we go. Sometimes you have to let people know.
You didn't really want to have discussion surrounding that. So I said, trying to respect, I said, I ain't talking about that. And I said when we had a conversation. So we're not going to ask.
Oh no, Kimmy say, Mel, that's bull. That's BS. That's BS. Because this is the thing. You have to call a thing, and you have to call a spade a spade. When somebody is shooting bullish in your face, don't sit on it, come back later. You call it out right then. That's bull crap that you're saying. That's bull crap. You call it out at that moment. But let me carry on.
Act like it's some big, you ain't want to talk about it. So now that I want to talk about it, you ain't want to talk about it when I want to talk about it. So we ain't going to talk about it. When Mel don't want to talk about something, we just simply don't have to talk about it.
See that face right there? That's that dagger face. That's that dagger face. You see that face, baby? She had already tuned out when Kimmy was talking. When Kimmy was talking, she pretty much, and I'm going to tell you how I know because I am a master at it. When somebody's talking to me, if it's something I don't want to hear, I completely let them talk, but I have zoned out. 1, 2, 3, and zone. Mel had left the building. You hear me? She had left that damn building. She wasn't trying to hear what Kimmy had to say. So, anywho, let me let y'all listen a little bit more.
Just wait for all the facts. First of all, I've never told anybody on this stage that they can't have a conversation with me or, hey, don't you bring your feelings to me or don't you tell, if I do something, don't you tell me how to feel. So I have not said that. So whenever I'm talking to Kimmy and Carlos, so whenever and this is what she was doing at Taco Bell party, which is interrupting. Just as like you were just doing when Kimmy was talking after you asked for decorum. And this is what it was. She's doing that. Ask for decorum.
So exactly, Mel. Hey, baby, they're giving it to you this season. You do the same thing. Melody, and this is my opinion, because my son, he was a single only child for 7 years. And I'm not going to say every child has that when they're the only child, but yeah, you exhibit that, Mel. You exhibit, I'm stating what I want to state, and it doesn't matter who's talking. And then it doesn't even have to be just the only uh child. It could be the only girl. You could be the only girl out of a lot of boys. So sometimes you do things and you don't know you're doing them, and sometimes you do it and you don't care. But that's my opinion. I'm not saying she does not care. Moving on.
Oh, and you didn't get
Kimmy,
it. So when you and I met, Carlos, when Kimmy and I met, okay, at first I didn't want to talk about it because she.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Marcel is so silly. Marcel said, gather her up. I know y'all heard it, but I can't let this go the whole way without I have to break it up. So, anywho, Marcel said, gather her up. Destiny. That's what we was talking to Destiny to gather her up. But anywho.
Had asked me not to talk about it. So I was like, not gonna do this. Didn't want to do it. But she kept asking. So eventually we had a conversation. And honestly, it was a good conversation.
Listen, I think in the end, I felt like obviously you felt that you were left with a lot of unanswers. And tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
Yeah. And I think what's interesting about all of this is the fact that, it does go to show that you guys are able to talk without it going to a very dark place. Mm-hmm. And I think it's what you guys said. You guys aren't best of friends, but
they're not friends, Carlos. They are not friends. We're not going to even say the best. I know you're trying to put a bow tie or a cute little pink bow on the situation, but Carlos, they're not friends, baby.
There does seem to be this level of respect.
Mutual respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even when Miss Nell and I met and had a conversation, we was laughing and it was a conversation, but it was still somewhat light from what I saw.
No, it was not. You was completely disrespectful, Mel. Because at the end of the day, if you're so into respecting my elders and all of these things, you were laughing in Nell's face. Nell should have called it out, just like Kimmy just called you out. Nell should have called it out at that moment instead of allowing it to simmer for 6 weeks. But everyone is different.
She laughed. No, yes, you did. Let me show you. It was like but then I found out 6 weeks later that it bothered her when she invited me to come see her try on her gown.
So why didn't she say for 6 weeks that she felt the way?
I don't know. You got to ask her.
But that's what I'm saying.
What she had
6 weeks, I had to shut down because it was something said. It really pissed me off. I have mentored you in the past.
What you mentor me?
You know what?
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. You see all that foolery? All of that laughing. We're not in drama class, Melody. I'm not going to say Mel because it sounds like Nell. We're not in drama class. If I'm having a conversation with you about my feelings, and I really don't even blame Melody at this point. I blame you, Miss Nell. Miss Nell, I do. I blame you because I understand you try to give Melody passes, but unfortunately, as the seasons have went on, Melody would sit down. I've noticed the respect factor with you guys' relationship has changed because there was a process where, she would come and sit down to you and listen to what you have to say. Now that may have changed because she may have felt like, you and Martell and all of this stuff, how y'all was friends and still, communicating and whatever. I don't know what the lack of respect or where it's come from, but it's there. The lack of respect is there. And, for me, but let me let this play because I don't even want to rehash this part. I just want to get past it.
Now, Miss Nell, tell me what you mentored me.
No, this is serious. It's like the times when me, you, Chris, Martell got together and we talked and I'm trying to mentor to him. And
Counsel, yes. Right. I have a therapist that I can call. I have a mama that I can call. And bigger than that, I got a God that I can talk to.
Let me stop you right there, baby girl. Let me go ahead and stop you because, see, what we do over here at the Dear Ree Show, we call a spade a spade. We don't have any, oh, I'm on team this, team that. It's whatever I see, I'm going to call it the way I see it. And Mel, you are dead ass wrong. You are full of yourself. You do, at the time when you was going through what you was going through, evidently she was good enough for you to talk to. Evidently, because if you have a mom, a therapist, God, if you had all those things, even when she tried to talk to you, you could have said, no, I'm straight. I got it. Thank you, though. I appreciate that. Did you ever say that? No, you did not. So don't act like now, because you're in a different place in your life, that this woman did not give you some sort of comfort. Don't act like that. Don't play in that lady's face. Don't play in her face. Melody, let me tell you something. Who you are, your character and your name is all you have. But I got some more to say to you. But I do not appreciate how Miss Nell is allowing you. For Miss Nell is a grown woman. Melody, you acting like a woman. Because if you was a grown woman, you would have been able to sit on that stage and say, look, I feel where you coming from. Maybe, I didn't take it as serious but you know right from wrong, and you still trying to stand on what you call as business, but it's not business, baby.
In that very moment, did you feel like, well, I thought we were close friends and apparently you don't need me? Is that how you took it?
It was like, well, no, you didn't mentor me. You didn't do that. It was Martell. I wasn't this. It was Martell. And I'm like, yes, it was majority Martell, but it was both of you. And I put in that time, in those hours.
Look how Martell is looking. This is when Martell, your skin, bald head butt, should open your mouth. You should open your mouth. This is my problem with Martell. Martell got his faults. Martell is hard. He hard-headed, all that stuff. But Martell, this is where you should have stepped in and either gave credence to what Miss Nell Fletcher was stating, or, whatever. But you know the situation. But at the end of the day, you didn't. You just sat there. You was looking at Nell. You know Nell was there for y'all. Period. Because if y'all remember, Miss Nell didn't even want to come on the show because Chris was ready to come the season prior, but Nell Fletcher did not want to. So it wasn't like she was jumping at the bits to get on this show. Carrying on.
In countless nights into the wee hours of the morning. And I didn't take that lightly. And it pissed me off.
At that particular time that we spent those hours talking to you and Martell, she could have been home with her mom that was sick and dying at the time.
And I understand.
That's where the conflict comes.
That's what we're talking about right there, Melody. Let Chris Fletcher talk. Let him talk. Because he's going to stand on business on this part when it comes to his wife. Let him talk. Let him talk. Let him get why he got to say. Because at the end of the day, you're acting like, oh, I don't need nobody. Nobody but God and my mama and who I had. Really? So why are you in them people's face then? You shouldn't have even been over there at their house, shouldn't have seen, breaking up their stuff, throwing stuff, acting like you don't have no decorum. Okay, I'm back.
I'm still grieving. So it took me those 6 weeks that I needed. Everybody processed differently. Mm-hmm. And I needed that. I needed that for me.
Bill, see. What you doing right now?
You're not taking it together.
You're not taking it together.
I ain't saying nothing.
Bill,
I'm just trying to.
Okay.
Let her say it. Let Miss Nell say it. Let Miss Nell talk.
I'm good.
Let Miss Nell talk.
I'm good.
It doesn't seem like.
Carlos, I don't even want to hear what you got to say because I know you're trying to put a bow You're trying to put a ponytail on a horse. That hair is too slick. But let me go ahead and break this down. Looking at Melody's face, I can tell that she has some feelings for Nell Fletcher, because she's not looking at her the way she looked at Kimmy and the way she's going to look at Destiny. Like, if she could annihilate them allegedly with her eyes, she would. The problem is, even Marceau was trying to tell you, and you shushing him. He's a grown man. You don't shush nobody. Nobody's your child. They did not come out your womb. So you don't need to shush them. And the reason why I'm coming at her so hard, because let me tell you something. I'm not deflating because I lost my mother, because I lost my mother and there was no warning. There was no warning sign. There was no get yourself together. All I had was a phone call. And in that time afterwards, and even to this day, if I don't want to listen, I don't even, a lot of times I don't want to listen to what a lot of people have to say when it comes to their problems, unless it's surface. You know, I have one good Judy, just one, because I cleaned the closet. Because a lot of times people don't understand when someone calls you and they're calling you and they're talking to you, that's what's called a transfer of emotions. So when Melody is calling, or not even calling, Nell is calling to check on Melody, or they're out. Nell Fletcher has some feelings. I don't know. She looks at Melody like a daughter or whatever. But even sitting on the stage, even with all of this, Melody is still hurting this woman, because y'all going to hear what Melody had to say. Now, anyone worth their grain of salt would have just said, look, I have a conversation with Miss Nell off camera. No, do it on camera, because you did it on camera. But this rubs me the wrong way, because there's going to come a day, Melody, Cherie Rogers, that you're going to have to walk that same road that me and Miss Nell Fletcher and a lot of us have had to walk. And I pray that somebody gives you grace. You're going to have to walk that walk. We've all had to walk it. We don't know when and we don't know where, but you're going to remember this time. It doesn't cost anyone a moment to be patient and be like, oh, okay, all that laughing you did in that woman's face, Melody, Nell Fletcher better than me, baby, because you got the right one.
Like, you're okay, and it seems like you're still upset about it.
Have you made me mad or pissed me off? Yes. But anyone that knows me, or even the people on the stage, know how I feel about Nell. Some people think I should feel different. I still hold my ground when it comes to Nell. Nell has a soft spot in my heart. It's going to always be. I have forgiven her, but I don't think we just haven't gotten back there yet.
What do you have to say to that?
Her feelings are her feelings.
Y'all hear that bull crap? Y'all hear that bull crap? Her feelings are her feelings. Nell Fletcher, if you are listening to this video, you can care for Mel and want the best for her. But what you need to understand, Melody is not the same Melody that you dealt with all those years ago. Just because somebody go through things and change doesn't mean that they got to change with you. I don't know what the issue is that she feels with you, but she ain't checking for you, mama. She ain't checking for you.
You know?
I could be wrong, because I feel like there's still a lot of...
Miss me with that, Carlos. It's not a lot of nothing, baby. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that. It's not a lot of nothing. You can miss me with it. I don't want to hear it. It's a lot of no. It's not a lot of nothing. Okay, so moving on. We are about to see. I mean, he did the little Destiny thing. This is the thing. It's a lot of my reviews. I'm not doing everything over and over. They did a little segment talking about Destiny. Carlos asked Destiny is her relationship real with Lance? Because some people feel it's for a storyline. And Destiny was like, look, I've always thought he was attractive. And he was like, well, how long ago you thought he was attractive? Because you were dealing with Moses. And she was like, I wasn't checking for him then. But he still was attractive, but I wasn't looking at him. Girl, you know what? Good you said that. Because Carlos, he is a hot mess. So Carlos was asking Destiny, asking Miss Nell, does she still consider Destiny, welcome her as her daughter-in-law and all that? It's really not that serious. And Miss Nell was like, I used to, but now, there's some things about it. And Chris Fletcher, you the same thing. Well, first and foremost, I like Chris and Nell Fletcher, but honey, first and foremost, it's not like y'all, Destiny is about to move in and get millions if she marry Lance. Or if this, and Destiny's not even, her mind is nowhere near marrying him or anyone else. She's just talking to him. That's it. We don't even know what Lance is doing. So anywho, that was enough of that situation because you see how quick I went through that? Now let's move on to the situation I want to talk about. I'm finna go ahead and share this. This is Sunni when she sits down and Carlos started questioning and asking her, but y'all will hear it.
There has been tons, an avalanche of conversations about this storyline and about you. There's a lot of people who do feel like you crossed the line. A lot of people feel like you did the ultimate no-no. You don't know what a girl code is. What do you have to say to people who feel like you should not even be on the stage right now?
Honestly, I think they need to mind their business.
If you wanted them to mind their business, you shouldn't have brought your, I was about to say something. You shouldn't have brought your butt on television. We didn't ask you to put pictures up that you got married. We didn't even know who you were. So we don't mind our business. We're going to mind the business that pays us them coins when we're doing these recordings. And if we was minding our business, you wouldn't be on the show because then it wouldn't be, even if the ratings are low, it wouldn't be any ratings. Moving on.
First and foremost, people are always quick to make judgment on a situation without knowing the full details. Like you just spoke and said that I slept with her man. That was no longer her man. Okay, that's an ex-boyfriend.
First and foremost, honey, she got 15 years on and off of Juice's DNA stored in him. So who are you to say what he is not? Oops.
Or on again, off again thing or whatever. I feel like, unfortunately, some people seem to think that just because someone dated someone, that they forever have this hold on them. And that's just not the case. Destiny and I met through work. It would have been different if I was just her friend and I'm around for those reasons. And now I'm all of a sudden dating her ex.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Now, she's saying she's trying to minimize her contact with Destiny. But this is the same girl, sister, who invited her to, I think, a trip. Also invited her to something else with this. So it was two things. But you're the same person that was at an intimate gathering with Destiny and Moses and people for her birthday. Intimate. So if you was just somebody at work, why would you go? If you felt like that, why would you go? How long have you been looking at Moses? How long you allegedly, it feels to me, if you when did you start? When did your drawers get wet? I'm gonna keep it all the way funky, baby, with y'all. Because for me, if I find somebody attractive, he's not going to just start being attractive in 2 to 3 months. He's not. No, he is not. But let me let her go ahead and talk.
Like it was a work relationship at the end of the day. Yeah, she was cool, but it didn't go farther for me.
So when you met Moses for the first time, you met him being introduced by his girlfriend, Destiny.
Yes.
And
listen, I don't care if y'all say I'm stopping too much. I got to stop because I can't play this entirely. That is it right there. She knew Moses. You want to keep saying, girl, they wasn't girlfriend, boyfriend, they wasn't this, but you just stated. Carlos, you could have said yes. You could have said no, that wasn't his girlfriend, but they was dealing with each other. But you said yes. You met him through his girlfriend. Boom.
No point did you ever feel like this is so uncomfortable or wrong, considering not only do I work with this girl, I've been around them together. I've seen them together.
Like, there was no real interaction. We never even had a conversation, Moses and I. So that's that.
Why didn't you feel the need to get...
Hold on a minute. I gotta use some little scrappy, how to scrappy talk. Biz naive, do you not know? Girl, are you crazy? Come on, man. Come on, shawty. I'm channeling my inner little scrappy.
Give Destiny a heads up.
I wanted to give him the opportunity to talk to her because he actually had something with her for years. So it's not just this girl thing going back and forth, but you as a man, you need to step up and tell her what it is.
If my friend is dating a dude and I met this dude through my friend, I'm not going to go secretly marry him, then try to tell her later.
Secretly.
When me and Marcel first started dating, I asked all my friends, did he try to holler at any of y'all?
First and foremost, you got to get your game face up a little bit better. You act like nobody can't say nothing to you, and you get an attitude, to my secretly, huh? But if you didn't feel it was a problem, why did you feel he needed to talk to Destiny? Why did you keep saying whoop to him? If you didn't feel it was a problem, you would have kept pushing on like it was no big deal, regardless if she known or not, because your conscience was telling you allegedly there was a problem. Otherwise, you wouldn't have been yappity yap in his ear. You really would not have done that. You really, the thing that burns me up with Sunni, and Sunni is the only one on the cast that I will give it to her. I will step out of retirement and I'm going to be biased on her, because you came out like you was this, class act, this, and this, and you're not. You're not. I wouldn't know. There's no way in God's green earth will I ever have you around no, I would never. This is my thing with her. You can't even say nothing about Ariana. You can't say nothing. And for the life of me, Melody, this is why I know this is not a true allegedly friendship, because this is the type of female that you trying to act like you better than. So how can you be better than that type of female when you with her? Stunning and blunting. Okay? You got to make it make sense, Melody. If Destiny and you were friends, you would have been the first one on that. I'm not going to rock with her train. Because if y'all remember back from the girls' trip, when Stormy and Trish had left, but the next day they were all out there and they were talking, and Mel brought up the situation about Stormy, about Sunni and Moses. She even said herself allegedly that it wasn't a good look. She even said, but you still gonna rock with this chick. You still, I'm not saying, because see, you dislike somebody so much that you would rather be with, and I don't even consider her, Sunni is Destiny's enemy. Destiny really don't give two craps about that situation, because if Destiny wanted Moses, she could have had Moses. Moses said out of his own mouth that he was wanting to be solo dolo with her. He said it out of his own mouth that he was one. They were talking about children and this and this and this and this. So what I don't understand about you, Sunni, what makes you think that he's going to stay with you long term when he had an issue with Destiny ripping and running for the cameras and doing all of this for the cameras? The same thing he had an issue with Destiny about, because he was feeling like that's all he wanted her to do her business, but she was moving over here with the camera, over here. You're doing the same thing. You're doing the exact same thing. The only difference is You got him to put a ring on it. But what you got to understand, my girl, a ring and a piece of paper don't mean nothing if you don't put nothing behind it. And that's coming from somebody who is married. Anywho.
Because I'm like, if it is,
well, didn't you date one of his friends when you guys first met?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Never. Anything
That's
else you
not what
want to
I
know
heard.
about me in my past?
I'm just saying that's not what I heard.
I never dated one of his friends.
Like, you for you, but you said you just trifling in this. That's
it's
coming for me.
situation,
Okay,
Sunny.
but okay, I'm
And
not
then
gonna
you're
let you
gonna
keep
say, did
calling
you
me
talk to
trifling.
one of his friends? No, babe. Never.
Okay.
Nope. I don't do
That's
friends.
something different.
Nope.
Do you think what Sunni did?
I think the situation is trifling. I don't think Sunni is a trifling person.
I'm sorry. I must differ with that, Tisha. She is, in my opinion, she is trifling, low down. You can't trust her. She is. What person would, there are so many men out here and they're talking about some, you love who you love, you can't help how you meet them. So when did you actually start having googly eyes for him? Because evidently he still got a soft spot in his heart for Destiny. For me, what I don't understand, the way you get them is the way you gonna lose them. So when everything is said and done, don't you think all this BS that you're doing, Sunny, against, because what you got to remember, Moses and Destiny were friends. And the only reason their friendship is the way it is right now is because of you. You are the mastermind of this demise. You. He was still sending her funds, even after he was talking to you. So at the end of the day, what woman you know run up and be talking about trying to have a baby before you even sign the dotted line on your marriage? So I'm promising you, there's gonna come a time that he's going to see, if he hasn't already seen, what it is. Nobody will be a friend with somebody that long and try to dog them out. Because eventually they gonna get tired of hearing. That's just like a man who's cheating on his wife, and all he does is pillow talk with the mistress. My wife this, my wife that. You're no different. All you keep doing is bringing Destiny's name up to him. He can't even stop thinking about her because that's all you do. What is she wearing? How did she look? What did she say? Hop on one leg. Did she say she wants you back? Here we go.
She likes Sunny. But I feel like that
That's how it looks?
situation, what happened was a trifling situation.
When you found out they were married, did you even know they were dating?
I think I got that text message from Sunny 2 days prior. 2 days prior to posting about her wedding.
I was not married at the time I reached out to her.
You text her 2 days before you posted a wedding.
She can't be 100% sure, but I know I wasn't married
sure,
yet.
because I remember saying, damn, I got a text message saying that they're getting serious. Like that gut punch, and then I see the wedding a couple of days later.
There has been lots.
Okay. So let me stop sharing that. So the thing about it is, how are you going to tell her, Sunny, what she did not remember or what she don't recall? No, you can only go by what you recall, because a lot of things that happen in people's life, there are a lot of things that you'll know the day it happened, what you was doing, what you was wearing. So at the end of the day, I think the biggest problem that myself and a lot of other people, and I got videos up showing in the beginning that I was like, I was there for Sunny because at the beginning, I'm like, okay, they got married. I didn't know much about Moses and Destiny's relationship. All I knew that, she taught them. I wasn't following it like that. I didn't find out a lot about their relationship until maybe mid-season. And my thing is, and then it's a way to do everything. It's a way. You could have came on here, you could have said, look, this is where we're at, but you made the whole entire season, and then you made it your business to buddy up with Melody, and y'all doing this mean girl stuff, and that's crazy. At the end of the day, that's crazy. And my biggest thing with Melody, you have said that you stop dealing with LeBaric. You block this, you block that, you block that, because you seen how he was and what he was doing to Destiny. So at the end of the day, you got to have a lot of hate in your heart. And I don't even like the word hate, allegedly, in your heart for Destiny. For you to go ahead and go against what you feel. And y'all gonna probably be like, well, she did it with Martell. Martell and Destiny relationship, and regardless if Melody knew they have a relationship or friendship or not, evidently she didn't know a lot of things about Martell, because everybody she knows sitting on that stage is through Martell, all the way down to her manager. Even her manager stated out of her own mouth that she met Melody through Martell. Okay? So we're not going to call a spade a spade. So at the end of the day, that means if you're going to get mad at somebody for knowing Martell or being friends, Martell and Destiny has history. And at the end of the day, things are coming out now. Now I know why you're upset with her. But Melody, you got to stop it, my girl. You really have to, because I really have never really came on you like this. Because until I seen, but I'm telling you, I sit and I don't call myself to be no psychic, but I knew for a fact what, and I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about that in a separate video. But anywho, let me go ahead and drop that, and then I want you guys to listen to Melody and Sunni when they take a break and they're in the back. They're in the back room. You'll see. Let me let y'all hear Sunni and Melody talking. That's it.
That's, oh my God, that's so trifling.
Sunni,
Yes.
girl, are you okay?
The
Hold on,
delusion.
let me shut the door. Oh, I'm good.
I'm good. I'm just over the whole situation. Like, she's a person who's just, her heart is not right. You know, I think she's just angry and she just likes to hold on to it. The lies, me and you concocted. You don't need, what you need a story, what you need to shop the storyline for?
I don't know.
First and foremost, y'all not finna sit and play in our faces, or at least mine. You're not gonna play in my faces, but my face, because number one, how is she hurt? If she was hurt, she would have showed more of the, I mean, she showed it when she sat down with Moses, but she was more hurt how Moses handled the situation. He could have just been a man and told her based on how the situation happened. What her problem with you, Sunni, is when you did that little stunt, which you put her son, and you posted more Povich. She's never going to let you slide on that. She's going to stay on your back, baby. So that's what you're getting from her. That's what you're getting from her. Because at the end of the day, this is not about Moses. This is about her and her son. So let's keep it 100. Let's keep it funky.
I literally hadn't seen you since the Monica concert.
That was the last time I saw her too.
Really?
Yeah. So
what year was that?
22.
22? Wow.
So
well, I'm glad Carlos stood on business. And
Carlos did not stand on business. All Carlos did was clear the air and make sure the network is clean, that they didn't put her in a compromising position where she could be either hurt or anything. He cleared the company, his production company, and own. He did not clear, and he did not say, well, Melody did not have anything to do with it. He did not do that. He cleared. He said, I spoke with you. He didn't say Melody this, Melody that, whoop de whoop de whoop. And the thing is, y'all, you two gonna stick with that situation, because my thing is, when Melody and y'all listen to what I'm saying, Melody and Destiny was at the Monica concert when this is when Sunni was her manager. Now, mind you, Melody and Destiny wasn't talking. So did that means that you and Melody was talking while Destiny was performing? Is that what was going on? And you said that you really didn't talk to Moses either. You seen him, but you didn't talk to him. See, it's a lot of shade, and it's a lot of stuff, I feel that is going on. I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing this, because I don't have time for them to be playing not in my faith. I do not. This is Trish Carlos is speaking with Trish, asking her questions about her and Martell.
When did you go over Martell's house? And why did you deny it in the beginning?
First of all, let me just say, in the beginning, I was confused. I was new to all this. But then outside
You was confused about telling the truth?
Well, by telling all my business,
Carlos.
but I did tell Martell outside the gym. I said it was okay if you said, I didn't know if he didn't want me to know him or he didn't want to know me. I was like, okay, if he didn't mention it, am I supposed to fall back and not say anything? Or is there something, I don't know, how does this work? I'm still learning new to this because nothing happened, so it was okay.
Have you and Martell ever had sex?
No.
Have you and Martell ever kissed?
No.
Has Martell ever sent you pics?
No.
Have you ever sent pictures to Martell's phone?
No.
Has Martell ever said he wanted to sleep with you?
No.
Have you ever wanted to sleep with Martell?
No.
So when you went over his house, what happened?
We just talked about his marriage. He was going through a divorce, and so was I. He did express, how much he still loved her. He did. It was nothing sexual. And like I said, despite what people say out there about Martell, he did not try to hit on me while we were there. He did not try to.
Okay, Trish. I like you, Trish, a little bit. You said while we were there, were y'all at another location or somewhere else? Because normally people say no, just say no. He did not try to hit on me. But I'm not going to make too much of it, but let me keep going.
To come on to me, he did not try to do anything. So it's like that right there what was pissing me off. Because I'm like, it was escalated bigger than what it was. Nothing happened.
Do you believe that nothing happened, Melody, between Trisha and Martell?
Why are you asking me?
Because you sit next to me.
I don't know Trish, you know what I'm saying, to really speak to her character, or unfortunately I do know my ex. And when it comes to my ex, I know he'll anything that got legs.
God, dog, you got to be more careful. Dang, Martell. She trying to say you'll just stick that little eggplant, stick your eggplant allegedly if it's got two legs and a hole in the wall. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, yikes.
Anything with legs. I'm pretty sure your phone has gone up way further than mine.
I definitely know how Martell is. So maybe they did, maybe they didn't.
I don't know if y'all caught what Martell said. Martell said, I'm quite sure your count, meaning body count, has went up further than mine's had lately.
I wasn't there, so I can say we did not.
Yes, okay. Did you ever want to sleep with Trisha?
I'll be real. We slept together. I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to tell y'all. But Martell played too much. He played too much. Anywho, let me see if any left at the end.
No.
Do you find that funny, Ken?
That's not funny.
Okay, so there was a part that Carlos asked Destiny, do she think that Moses was scheming to use Sunni as a way to get back at her? And Destiny was like, yeah. And for me, I kind of believe half of that as well, because my thing is Moses was always whining about Destiny, saying that she was always too busy, couldn't come to his birthday and all this stuff, and saying that he wanted her, like when he had the conversation if you go back over to Carlos podcast is when he had the sit down with Dusty, and he was like, yeah, she was too busy. He wanted her to focus on her company or whatever she had going on. I'm paraphrasing. But the thing about it is, I wouldn't put anything past him. I don't think that he thought that things were going to go this far. I don't think he thought allegedly he was going to end up being locked up. I think that everything was nice and cool, and I guess he was pretty much probably like, Sunny, this chick is interested in me, until he really got to know her. There's no way he knew her. So you married her based off of the premise of what you probably heard about her in the streets, and probably based off what she gave you, which is her representative. People always sometimes date somebody and it deals with their representative until they get to know the person. So, and they're still dealing with each other representative. So for me, I really feel like you married Moses' representative. You didn't marry him. There was no way you could have gotten to know him. It don't matter who told you what in the streets, because if you did, you would have known, or if you knew, you didn't care, allegedly, to have him go out of town and know he'll get in trouble. So it's one or the other. But there's no way you guys could have known each other in that short amount of time. You guys married each other's representative. And now the representative phase, it's kind of still going, but I don't know, child. Time will tell. But I wanted you guys to know that. And then Melody bust out laughing, and Carlos was like, "What's so funny?" And she was like, "I was just laughing." But my whole thing is that, Melody, and then she was laughing too because Destiny had stated that Sunny and Melody had plotted back in July of 2022 to basically set this storyline thing up. And I'm paraphrasing. But you guys, that is all I have to say. I wanted to put that Copyright Act of 1976 in there. This is for fair use. Celebrity news, reality news, teaching, entertainment purposes, and all that good jazz. But until next time, peace and soul. Mwah.